This is Understanding Today's Narcissist, brought to you in part by PsychCentral.com. And now here's your host, Christine Hammond.
Today I would like to talk about the difference between male and female narcissists. Now this may come across as being a little overgeneralizing of sexual differences between men and women, and I'm not meaning to do that. Rather, what I'm trying to do is bring awareness to what some of these differences might be, because sometimes when you look at the definition within the DSM-5, which is our standard for diagnosing narcissistic personality disorder, you don't really understand just how it could come across as a female version or a male version of it. So there are some discrepancies that are important to note. And since I've counseled dozens on either side of that end, I have a very good idea of what this actually looks like. One of the best places to see the difference between the male and female narcissist is in a very popular show called House of Cards. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it. It's available on Netflix, and it has a great portrait of two narcissistic main characters. Now, granted, they also kind of verge on the side of being a sociopath or even a psychopath at times, but nonetheless, the narcissism can be seen in both of them. And their differences are very sharp and striking, from everything from how they dress to how they treat others and how they act. It's a very good portrait of just exactly what I'm about ready to demonstrate and talk about. There are several areas that the difference in sexes can be seen with the definition. There's going to be some crossover of similarities, but I really want to highlight the differences for you so you can get an accurate portrait of it. The first is in appearances. Now, narcissists in general believe themselves to be very attractive and are usually well-groomed in order to be able to attract the maximum amount of attention that they can get. That can be everywhere from how their hair is to their makeup, if they're a female, or the latest clothing and trends that they might be sporting. Both male and females both have a tendency to do this. So while males combine their attractiveness with charm in order to be able to accomplish a goal, females have a tendency to use it to gain superiority, especially over other females. Most females tend to be very obsessed. Most female narcissists, that is, tend to be very obsessed with their appearance, sometimes resulting in numerous plastic surgeries in order to be able to stay young. They're also the ones that have this tendency to not want to talk about their age or how old they are, whereas men have a tendency, if they're narcissistic, to brag about that thing, that they have done this much and they are this old and look how great that they are. The next is in seduction. So both male and female narcissists are generally gifted in the art of seduction, but how they seduce tends to be very different from one another. A male will use their charm to entice a mate, where females use their bodies to allure a mate. This can sometimes be seen on the female side in provocative clothing. Now, this is very different from histrionic personality disorder. Histrionics continually wear inappropriate clothing in a variety of environments, whereas the narcissist does it selectively for just one specific person and in order to accomplish a goal. They will not do it going to Publix unless the person that they're trying to seduce is at a Publix, which is a grocery store here in Florida. The next is confidence. So narcissists cover their deep-rooted insecurity with the belief that they are special and that they deserve to be understood only by other special people. Males tend to be very self-confident, gaining their assurance of who they are from within themselves. Now, they still actively seek out that assurance from other people, but they can all of a sudden get this rebooting of energy from deep within inside themselves. Females, on the other hand, gain their poise from comparing their superiority to others, especially other females. They feel good about themselves when others are beneath their own standards of excellence. So they will go out of their way to demonstrate just how they are so much better than the other people around them, especially other females, because they like to be looked at as the prettiest, brightest, smartest, most confident, most superior one in the room. In regards to money, the love of money is very strong for narcissists because they believe that money gives them power, control, success, status, and dominance over others. So they use money for their own personal benefit, and they also take advantage of others so that they can gain more money. Males are very preoccupied with obtaining money at all costs, including even stealing it from family members. They also have this tendency to brag about how much money they make, how much money they spent on their car, how much money that they used to purchase their house. They're very much about the money and want to show it off. Females enjoy excessively spending money. So they like to spend a lot of money on the things that make them look better in front of other people. Both do their behaviors without any shame or remorse for any of their actions, regardless of who they're taking advantage of along the way. Fidelity. If a narcissist fails to get the attention that they deserve from their mate, they will then seek it from outside their committed relationship. So they're constantly looking for that. While both tend to be very unfaithful, both male and females, narcissistic males can sometimes be serial adulterers, meaning that they do it on a routine, regular basis. Females act more like black widow spiders. They idealize their mate to attract them, and then they emasculate them. For the spouse or partner, the more they give in, the more the narcissist wants. And so it becomes this insatiable appetite that is just never absolutely fed. Children. Now, narcissists like to raise baby narcissists. It's just a thing. It's a way of being able to spread their disorder. They like to make their children turn into little tiny images. Little mini-me's is the best way of explaining that. Often they pick one favorite child and they focus all of their efforts and attention on that child so that the other children are left feeling inadequate, unworthy, insecure, and grow up as adults constantly needing the attention and affirmation of that parent, that narcissistic parent that never gave it to them. So narcissistic males generally view children as a nuisance. Not that they don't love their children, because they do, but they frequently complain that they, not the children, should have all of the attention of the spouse or the partner. So in that way, that's how the children are a nuisance, because they soak up or absorb too much attention that the narcissist feels they rightfully deserve. Females tend to view their children as a physical extension of themselves. So even when the child is an adult, they still continue to do this. Whatever the female child or the male child actually accomplishes, the female narcissistic parent sees that as their accomplishment. So everything that they have done, the child does, is a reflection of just what a superior parent they have been. Now, of course, this is only with the one child. So if the other child turns out to be problematic, they will dismiss that and easily say, both male and female narcissists do this, both easily say that that other child is a result of their partner or their spouse, that it wasn't their fault that that child was like that. They are too much like this other person and not enough like them. The last area I want to talk about is competition. So nothing proves supremacy quite like competition for narcissists. They love it, they thrive on it, they need it all the time. They love an opportunity to excel over others at work, at home, in their communities, just wherever they are. While the competitiveness is frequently praised in most jobs, this is praised, competitiveness is not praised amongst family. So, males will treat other males as rivals, both at work and at home. And this can be seen in like brother-to-brother relationship and parent-child relationships. So if you have a male that is a narcissist and you have a male that is a child, you can sometimes see the competition between the two in that. Females like to battle with other females for dominance. So this is seen in the sister-to-sister relationship, in the parent-to-child relationships. This level of competition and pressure is just unbelievable, not to the narcissist, but to the person on the receiving end of it. Because there is, no matter what they accomplish and no matter what they do, the narcissist constantly outshines them and does it better. So while this is not a complete list of all of the differences between men and women, it is rather meant to bring some kind of awareness to you so that you can see the expanding definition as a little bit more broad than what it may be. This helps you to actually see the narcissism when it's there rather than ignore it, because there are a lot of different ways that you can learn how to live and work with a narcissist, and we'll be talking about that in some other podcasts. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Understanding Today's Narcissist with Christine Hammond. Brought to you in part by PsychCentral.com. For more information, visit growwithchristine.com.